Hello, this is Professor Nadia, and today I am accompanied by my fellow colleague, Dr. Baker, and I will be interviewing her, asking her several questions regarding the aging process and our discussion about telomeres. Hello, Dr. Baker, how are you today? I'm good, Nadia. How about you? I'm doing fantastic. So let's start with question 1. From your research and findings, what have you concluded about the relationship of a person's living or working environment and the process of the aging? Well, Nadia, there are many effects of environment on the aging process, so it's impossible to discuss them all here. But one of the most important influences of a person's environment on aging is the importance of social integration and social capital. People who are more socially integrated tend to stay more active and have better health overall than those who do not have a strong social connection. People who are more socially integrated also generally have larger support systems to draw on when they do experience age-related declines or health problems. This, in turn, helps them to cope more effectively with any deficits they experience. All right, interesting. This leads to my other question. What lifestyle choices or habits have you researched or know of that cause a slower or more aesthetic aging process? Well, there are many habits that are associated with lower mortality and better health, including maintaining a healthy diet, exercising, not smoking, etc. But there is only one factor that has been associated with slowing the aging process, and that is caloric restriction. This refers not simply to reducing calories in your diet, but specifically to fasting or diets that mimic fasting. Wow, that certainly is interesting. So, the research of telomeres is one of the most innovative happening today. Do you feel this research is worthwhile and worth funding to a great extent? Well, research on telomeres is worthwhile and is incredibly important for a very specific reason. Many researchers have long argued that more basic research should be done on the aging process. Most research focuses on curing specific diseases, such as Alzheimer's or heart disease, rather than in understanding why people age in the first place. The problem with this is that even if we cure a specific disease, people will simply die of something else instead. If we invest more money in research on the aging process more generally, we could find a way to slow aging itself and delay the onset of disease and disability associated with aging. That's great to hear. I've always felt that research in the scientific area does seem to be a bit more beneficial than very specific. Many researchers of telomeres are working towards living longer, and in your opinion, should living longer be an essential or even plausible goal, or should the time and effort be put in to better quality of life rather than quantity? I think it's important to focus on both simultaneously. But as I said in my last answer, presumably, if you are able to extend life by slowing the aging process, then presumably the onset of age-related diseases and disability will be delayed as well, which would improve quality as well as quantity of life. This type of life extension is very different from the life extension that occurred in the 1900s when we extended life expectancy, but often replace acute disease and mortality, example from influenza, with chronic disease like heart disease. In your research and work, do you find that older adults want to live longer or live better? In my experience, I think most older adults want to do both, but given the choice, I think most people would say that quality of life is more important to them than quantity of life. Most people would not want to live longer only to experience severe pain or limitation. Well, Dr. Baker, that's it for now. I really appreciate your time and consideration. Thank you so much for joining us today. No problem. Good to be here.